Hey guys, Ranger here, and welcome back to another reaction and commentary video. And this is a reaction to the 22nd episode of MLP, which is P.P.O.V. Pony Point of View. I have no idea what this episode is. I don't have any idea what it's about. I've just seen like a couple of screenshots of some of the moments in it. I really have no idea what it's about, so let's just go ahead and delve into it, shall we? Start the video in 3, 2, 1, click.
Twilight, can you slow down a bit?
Sorry, Spike. It's just Pinkie Pie, Rarity, and Applejack are getting back from their senior show's boat trip, and I can't wait to hear all about it.
Adorable Twilight.
It's such a shame Rainbow Dash and Fluttershy had to miss it for their Cloudsdale Flight School reunion. Maybe the rest of us not going was for the best anyway. I know the three of them were really looking forward to getting out of their element.
Getting out of their element?
I think they all just wanted to try something new.
Huh. I guess the boat trip qualifies as that.
My only worry is that they'll be so excited they'll talk over each other and I'll miss some of the details. Just to be safe, I may need you to take notes.
Right.
I think it's a Twilight is adorable here. Okay, she's adorable always, but what the?
So, how was the trip?
Well, at least you don't have to worry about them talking over each other.
Oh dear. So what happened? Bad road trip? Bad road trip. Bad road trip? Okay. So, oh dear. Okay, I have a theory, and I'm probably wrong, but theory is that, my first theory is that Twilight's going to be talking to every single one of them, and every single one of them are going to give their own account of their variation of the story, and of course it's going to be different for every single character. I don't know how Twilight's going to get them to make up in the end, so we'll figure it.
I don't know what happened on that boat trip, but once Rarity, Applejack, and Pinkie Pie have some tea and talk it out, I'm sure every pony will feel better.
Frighttober. Oh, okay. Ooh, cookies.
Come on in, everybody.
Cookies.
Gummy opalescence in Winona? This is a surprise.
Are Pinkie Pie, Rarity, and Applejack with you?
I'm thinking that's what the notes are for.
Sorry, darling, but I must decline the invitation to your soiree. While I'm sure it will be positively resplendent, there are certain ponies I'd rather not associate with at the moment. Rarity.
Rarity's not coming? So I polished my scales for nothing.
Twilight.
Sorry I can't make it, but I'm still a mite upset about everything that happened on the boat. Applejack. Sorry I can't make the tea party today, but there's a small problem with the guest list. Plus, I'm right in the middle of a very important cupcake. Pinkie. Come on, Spike. Since our friends won't come here and tell us what happened, we'll just have to go to them.
Right behind you.
What the?
I'm sorry, but my mane wasn't made to support marine life. Ruined. Completely ruined. I don't know, Rarity. Maybe you could... Throw it away? Yes, I agree. Just another innocent casualty of that disastrous boat trip. About that, Spike and I were wondering what happened out there. Please, darling. I don't know if I'll ever be able to discuss it. It's far too painful.
If it's
Wow, we haven't seen that back in a
completely understand.
long time.
Well, since you dragged it out of me. It all started at the docks. I knew Applejack and Pinkie Pie
Spike set her up for that, didn't he?
So I thought I would surprise them with an elegant cruise. I had brought a small bag.
Wow, I love the scenery here.
All right, ponies, prepare yourselves for luxury on the high seas. That sounds fun.
sea air carries a portent for trouble this day. 'Tis a treacherous and perilous journey that lies ahead of us. We sail to adventure, or our very doom.
I have no idea what you just said, but your wardrobe is delightfully seaworthy.
Veteran sailor or Captain Applejack is awesome. I like that.
Despite Applejack's colorful seafarer attitude, I was still determined to get my friends out of their element.
They'll either run into a kraken or Jack Sparrow.
I'd made sure to bring all the most delectable nibbles.
Wow, that looks good.
Ooh, I brought food too.
Whoa.
Let's see, I've got cotton candy, taffy, circus peanuts, and lots of other super yummy stuff.
Yeah, in case you want a sugar rush.
That all looks positively delectable. But you simply must try one of these cucumber sandwiches. Dig in.
Are those blueberry cupcakes? Those look good.
Arr! Get those off me, ship!
I don't think that...
I had no idea you had such distaste for cucumbers.
Yar! Har har har! Hardy har har!
I think this is an exaggeration.
Well, hold on, because it gets even worse. Pinkie tried to lighten the mood with some fun maritime games. It's Pinata Clock! Want to give it a whack, Rarity? Oh, darling, of course.
Viva Pinata. Whoa! That storm came out of nowhere. I like this!
Charting a course to the very heart of that maelstrom.
I like... Woo! Nice animation. Okay, I really love the atmosphere in this episode.
Applejack, just a thought, but maybe we should steer the ship toward calmer waters.
This be the only way to plunder Cove.
Plunder Cove? Okay, I really love the atmosphere in this episode. And I love the animation! It's... Wow.
Look, see at that map of yours. I could find us a more cruise-friendly captain.
There'll be no mutiny aboard me ship.
Look at me! I'm the captain, too! Clearly, Pinkie Pie had caught Applejack's sea madness.
I wonder how many references to Pirates of the Caribbean there is in this.
Is that all you've got?
Actually, I like this.
Then what happened? Oh, the boat sank, obviously.
How did you... Wait.
So...
How did you survive?
Got some sort of sea madness and caused the boat to capsize? After all the effort I put in to provide her and Pinkie with the exact luxury cruise they needed to get out of their elements, that is how Applejack thanked me.
By
So,
sinking
you
the
were stuck
ship.
out in the middle of the ocean? How in Equestria did you get back?
She magic.
Oh, darling, you'll have to forgive me. I'm far too emotionally drained to discuss the matter any further. Rarity, I don't suppose there's any chance you might be...
Ice cream again.
Exaggerating things just a little?
Yes.
I can assure you that that is exactly what happened.
Okay.
Don't believe me? You can ask Pinkie Pie. I'm quite certain her story will be the same.
Yep.
So that's what Rarity said happened on the boat, huh? We thought there was a chance
Watch out, she'll make cupcakes out of you.
Embellish the story just a tad. So we wanted to hear about what happened from you. Did Applejack really capsize the boat?
Twilight did that without even looking.
No way Applejack could have sank the boat. I knew it.
She blew it up.
Because Rarity did. What?
What?
It all started on the docks. I knew Rarity and Applejack wanted to get out of their element, so I figured I'd throw them the funnest, silliest boat party
Okay.
ever.
I'm curious.
Rarity had other
Who is going to tell the truth here? I know it's none of these three.
I thought I overpacked until I saw Rarity and her team of quarter ponies. Prepare yourselves for a luxury cruise. A day of opulence, decadence, and extravagance. That sounds fun.
Ahoy, mateys! Batten down the hatches, y'all, because this here's gonna be a boat ride of adventure!
I can live with that.
That kind of seems more like Applejack. Pinkie's a bit more calmer than I would anticipate. Okay, so where's Gilligan and where's the Gilligan and where's the skipper? There's There's got to be a
Now, you
Gilligan's
can't
Island
throw a
reference
silly
here.
boat party without snacks. So I made sure to pack the funnest party food I could find.
Okay. I got an idea.
Would you care for some cotton candy? It's freshly spun.
Oh, Pinkie Pie. Those all
Okay.
look simply, well, simple.
But they're obviously unfit for a luxury
Just
cruise.
ask the sunken ship, it'll tell you what really happened.
Now my cucumber sandwiches on the other hook. Try one, then you'll understand.
Ooh, are those chocolate chip?
Blueberry looks like.
Sorry, cucumber sandwiches are so 10 seconds ago. Wait.
What?
That doesn't sound like Rarity. Just wait until you hear how much more unlike her she sounds. I thought I'd lighten the mood.
So the
with a
consistency
fun party boat game.
is the ship
But
sunk.
Rarity
Sunk.
was a
Shunk.
real wet blanket.
The ship
It's
sunk.
time.
Dang it.
Wanna give it a whack, Rarity?
And someone threw the food over the side.
Oh, you were serious.
Well, that's adorable.
Is Rarity supposed to be Mr. Howell
That's the spirit. Let's get
from
this
Gilligan's
party
Island
started.
or Mrs. Howell? I don't know.
Whoa, doggy!
I really. Ooh, again, I love the animation here. And they argued over the map.
Now we're talking.
And some.
Or one of us could just be captain now?
Oh dear!
Oh, don't worry, dear. Luxury cruises never sing. What?
Yeah, right! Yeah, freaking right!
And that's why the boat sinking was all Rarity's fault.
Again, how did you all survive
Odd.
a
I mean, I
storm?
trust you, of course, but it's also extraordinary.
Who fished you out of the water?
Extraordinary, all right. But that's exactly what happened. In fact, the only thing I might have gotten wrong was that there was even more porta ponies. But just to be safe, you should talk to Applejack. She'll know exactly how many porta ponies there were.
Okay, but if the boat sank, how did you all get rescued?
Ah, that's easy. We just.
Of course!
That's it. We've got to go talk to Applejack.
Good idea. She'll
Ah.
sort this out.
I just really want to know how they made it back. But yeah, that'd be great too.
Somebody fished them out of the water.
Hold on a tick. Pinkie Pie says
Coast
it's
Guard,
Rarity's
maybe?
fault, and Rarity says I sank the boat? Well, that's plumb crazy. If you two really want to know what happened, I'll tell you. Y'all know how Pinkie Pie and Rarity wanted to get out of their element? Well, I brought a treasure map to give them a
Twilight's like,
But
Again?
they had other ideas.
La, la, la.
oh wow, I like.
Ourselves for the most luxurious boat.
Okay, I really like her dress.
A boat. And more fun than you can shake a stick at. Because I brought a stick.
All right, mateys. But just y'all wait till you see the high seas adventure I've got planned.
What? Rarity, sort of. She's both dressed in a Victorian style, but the color pattern of her clothes kind of makes it look like,
They seemed less
like
interested in
the
treasure
gangster
hunt
style.
adventure and
Whoa,
more
that's cool.
interested in snacks.
Oh, darling. That food isn't fit for a pony of proper breeding, darling. And refinement, darling. Now my cucumber sandwiches on the other hook. Betcha I can fit them all in my mouth. Pinkie, darling, please.
Oh.
Really?
Well, I never. Hoopa. Me neither. Hoopa.
You know,
Do you want to say it or should I?
I'll go. That sure doesn't sound like Rarity or Pinkie Pie.
Oh, it gets a sight worse than that.
It's PWT, pinata whacking time.
Oh, darling. Quirking is a base pastime for common ponies. Doesn't interest me in the least.
Adorable.
Huh? Looks like we need to change course.
Why, this will make a perfect tablecloth for my cheese board.
Maybe so, but it's also the only way to find Thunder Cove. And Pinkie Pie was just about as helpful as a weasel in a hen house.
Reporting for mad duty!
Again, I love the animation.
Hold on, everybody!
Okay.
Wait, so it was Rarity and Pinkie's fault?
Yep. And maybe if they ever apologize, I'll consider...
So how did you all survive? Cue random
If they
distraction.
all blame each other, I don't know how we're gonna get them to talk again.
Neither do I, Spike. Neither do I.
Oh, cute face. Ah.
There's gotta be some way to fix this. If Applejack, Pinkie Pie, and Rarity keep not talking to each other, they could forget what good friends they really are.
I just don't get it. All of their stories are so different. We're never gonna figure out what really happened.
Their stories were different, but they also had a lot in common.
Yep.
I guess.
The food,
They
the
were
ship
on a
sinking.
that sank, and that's about it.
Nope,
Not
the food.
quite.
The food. And the storm.
Aha! Not only do I think I know how the boat sank, I have a pretty good idea how to get Rarity, Applejack, and Pinkie Pie back together.
Oh, I love the
hope
beach
this
scene.
plan of yours works.
Adorable face.
Winona brought me your note about a friendship emergency. How can I help?
Blessings delivered your message, Twilight. What's
What?
the emergency? It's a good thing it was time for Gummy's bath, or I might not have seen your note about the emergency, Twilight. What's she doing here?
Sorry, but I just didn't know how else to get the three of you here together. And there really is a friendship emergency. Yours.
Oh, there's no emergency. I'm just waiting for an apology.
An apology? What? Why would you want me to apologize when it was Rarity's fault? What are you talking about? Applejack clearly caused the boat to sink. She stranded us in the middle of the ocean.
Will some pony please tell me how you made it back?
What?
Well, maybe it wasn't the middle of the ocean.
You're kidding.
So, I don't appreciate
You didn't
you
make it
woggled into coming back
15, 20 feet.
On that, at least we agree.
Yeah! I know you each have a different perspective on how the boat capsized and blame each other. But if you come on the boat with me, I'll show you what really happened.
Well, not that I have any doubts, but it will feel good for every pony to see exactly whose fault it was.
I think we all know which pony is about to be proven right.
We sure do.
Like I said, I sure hope this works.
Yeah, me too.
Whatever you're looking for, I hope you find it soon.
Don't worry, Spike. I've got it all under control. While all of your stories seem very different, they all had something in common. Cucumber sandwiches.
What in the hay does that have to do with anything?
And why would you waste a perfectly good hors d'oeuvre?
You also mentioned the bubbling water. And the swell. Cucumber just happens to be the favorite food of the tri-horned bunyip. And
What?
bubbles, followed by a swell, is what happens when they swim up to the shallows from deep water.
So, we attracted a tri-horn, whatchamacallit?
With cucumber sandwiches. Sounds like a stretch.
What the heck is that?
Hello, bunyip, sir.
So that's a...
A tri-horned bunyip, who
who's very sorry he accidentally knocked over your boat, right? Wait,
Okay,
the
then.
storm had nothing to do with the capsizing? Nope.
All right.
Wait a minute.
If our friend the Bunyip is responsible for sinking the boat, that still doesn't excuse a certain pony's behavior.
Me? How about you and Pinkie Pie?
What? Who? Me? Oh, I think I can explain that too. Each one of you spent so much time trying to come up with the perfect way to get the others out of their element that you didn't notice your friends were doing the same thing.
Wait a minute. You brought all those games and things for us?
Of course! I figured the boat trip was the perfect time to do things that were silly and fun.
And I was just trying to give the two of you the elegant cruise I thought you deserved.
And I just wanted to give you two a high seas adventure, since that'd be something new and different for y'all.
Oh!
That is so sweet. You must have gone through so much trouble.
Well, not half as much trouble as you did making all that fancy food and bringing all those games.
I guess this just teaches us that even longtime friends need to work at communication. Well, there's something I'd like to communicate to you all right now. You girls are the best friends a pony could ever have. Oh, let's never fight again. You
Agreed.
got it.
All right, you big softy. Bring it in.
It'll... Oh, okay.
Come on, Bunyip Sir! You got it!
Seriously? Wait!
For sure, Spike.
It's that easy?
Something like a luxurious adventure boat
No
party.
freaking way!
Out of your element.
I love the chalice, though. That's cool. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. This was a really fun episode. I gotta say, this was a really fun episode, and it was a very interesting change of pace. It was a very interesting change of pace, most specifically because of the background scenery. Yeah, I think this was a really, really good episode. It was interesting to be able to see the changes with what was going on. And this was a zany, really fun episode. It was interesting that every single one of the characters had a different spin on what had happened, on how that their trip had how that their boat trip had actually went. And then at the end of, they were upset at each other because to them every other person had ruined the trip. And they felt that the others were ungrateful because they wanted to make, this is kind of a little confusing here, like character A was upset at character B and C because they thought B and C had ruined the trip and was ungrateful for what A was trying to do, and vice versa for every other character there. And so they had been working at trying, they each had an idea for that trip for each other to actually enjoy. And it didn't go as planned because, first off, they wasn't aware that the bunion, I forgot what that was called, pardon me, actually like cucumber sandwiches. And so it ended up resulting in the ship sinking. I think that wasn't fully, maybe I missed that, but it like fully explained how exactly that the ship sank, just like 20 feet offshore. I'm still not really sure on that one. But I think it was, but they each had an idea of how that they wanted the others to be able to relax and do what they each had an idea, their own idea of what they wanted to do to help the others relax and just take it easy and just have fun. But there was a bit of a miscommunication here. They didn't actually know each other's intentions, and so they each ended up sort of ruining each other's trip. And I think it was really, I think the moral is really true here, that even if you've been friends for a while with someone, that good communication is always a wonderful thing. And it's great, it's fantastic, and it's extremely important to always keep that open communication. And basically just be honest with each other, and just just enjoy having fun. And it's completely okay that that two people will have two different, or three people will have a different idea of trying to enjoy something. But that doesn't mean sometimes that, like here, that they can't be combined so that everybody can have a great time. And I really love this episode. It was simplistic, it was fun, it did have some good action in it, but at the same time it was very comedic. It was cartoon comedy, but it was great cartoon comedy. And it was really cool to be able to see the characters. And of course, I think it's more natural that, even like with characters like this, that we see them are arguing and bickering like that, because again, it is natural. Because there will be times whenever friends will end up bickering with each other on something. But of course, Twilight did have the right idea. The important thing is to not let that stand in the way of your friendship. And if the friendship is really strong, it's important to not let anything come between you and them, and just just work it out. And honestly, I really respect Twilight, and I'm really glad that she did what she did, because she hated seeing her friends argue. She hated seeing them be at each other's throats, and she wanted them to be friends again, because she knew that they still cared, and that they were happier as friends than not as friends. And so again, there was actually some really good really good there was actually some really good relatability here. And again, I really really enjoyed this episode. And again, I really love the moral, that the moral here, that sometimes even great friends need to work at communication, is really true. And I can also say that it's also good for great friends to keep open communication between each other. It's that communication and that trust with it, and that trust that helps to keep a and that trust that keeps a it, and honesty that helps to keep a friendship strong. And so it was really true. It was really really true. And I really love this episode because of that. This was a really fun episode. And it was a lot of and so as far as the story goes, I really love it. It was simple, but again, it's really true. You know, it's one thing to have lessons for like first time friends, but it's really cool that they did lesson for people that have been friends for 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 a long time. And again, it really is true. That is something that's really really true. And I'm really happy that they did it that way. And then there's a lot of things here to take in. There was a lot of really adorable faces here with the characters. And we got to see some callbacks and references. Rarity's drama couch. And I love the background scenery whenever he went to the shore and you saw the characters like in this nice little sea shanty town, or this little sea shanty villa. I really love the atmosphere there. I love the detailing, the colors, and the softness, and like the rustic charm that the background has. I really love it. And we actually get to see the characters go out on the sea on a boat, or on a ship that looks like an old style pirate ship. And I love that element. It's really, really cool. It's a really interesting change of pace. And again, it's helping to broaden the world and show a much larger variety with it. And I really love that element. And I really love that they did that. And the characters, different costumes. Pinkie was just normal. But Applejack dressed like a pirate, kind of. Or like a kind of a modern sea captain, like with the boggin on her head, And at one point in the earlier shot, the coat and the turtleneck. Again, I really love that because honestly, I think it suited Applejack, and it was really hilarious. I'm just curious as to how, I mean, how long it took the voice actress um, to do those lines because, or Ashley to do those lines, being that she was trying to make Applejack sound like a pirate. So that was really cool. It was really funny, and it really worked. And again, I really loved the atmosphere here, like the animation with the boat or the ship, and like the water effects and the whole storm scene, the music. This is really cool that we've seen that. I mean, we've never seen anything like this before. Okay, I know we've seen the Dragon Ball Z like battle with Twilight and Tirak, but again, it's interesting that they did something sea based with this, and I really love that atmosphere with it. And so I'm really happy that they did that because again, it's really unique. It's a departure from what is traditional with the show, but it's definitely a very welcome change. And like I said, I'm really happy that they did it that way. And I'm really hoping that they do more things like this in the future. Show like different background changes, different scenery, to really help to further broaden the world. And again, it was cool to be able to see all four of them, or five of them, uh, uh, actually on a boat together and just like working that out. And it was adorable. It was fun, and it was simplistic. I love how they did it, and I mean it was just really cool. And like all five of them in like a little sailboat. Again, really cute and really fun. And again, it's really interesting to see that. I'm really happy that they did that. And again, there was a lot of stuff going on here. Like whenever they first tried to explain how that they survived the sinking ship, um, and the Rarity first said, I mean, for Rarity first didn't want to explain, and then Applejack, and then Pinkie got distracted, and I'm like, okay, they don't want us to know what's going on. So what happened at the end? What happened? And it was really cool. At that point, that's why whenever it got to Applejack, I'm like, yeah, cue random distraction to not give any exposition to what happened, how you all survived. And I was expecting, like, the twist. I was honestly expecting there to be a twist, like there was another person on board the ship that happened to overhear everything that would end up explaining to Twilight what happened at the end, or that there was like a Coast Guard nearby that saw them and pulled them out or something, or like like a simple seagoing guy on like a little motorboat or something. And that's what I was honestly expecting. So it was a twist though, because it was different than what I was expecting with the ending. That came out of nowhere. But pardon me. Again, it was kind of like they were all ashamed that they didn't make it very far before all that went down, and so that's why they didn't want to explain what had happened, or they didn't want to explain how that they survived. And again, whenever Spike got angry at the end and yelled and demanded that he wanted to know how they survived, I can guarantee that mimicked the exact thought that a lot of people, myself included, that was thinking at that point is, how did you survive a sinking ship? And so again, I think it's really hilarious that here Spike like mentally voiced what people would have actually been thinking at that point, that had been thinking earlier. And again, I really love the atmosphere, the background changes and everything, the scene transitions, the background scenery, the softer textures and everything to really add the ambience and the effect. It really adds a lot of depth and realism to the landscape. Like, I really love that they've really broadened the landscape design this season and gave a lot more detail and depth to it. It really adds a lot more to it. Like, with the scenery, the background, and everything. I love how they're broadening that and making it look a lot more detailed, it seems, and a lot more expansive. They're showing different scenery, different areas, and showing like different cultures, different lifestyles, and then it's really adding more depth and variety to the world itself. And I'm really, really happy that they're doing that. And again, I really love this episode. It was a really fun episode. It was a cute episode, and it was really cool to be able to see each of the characters' interpretations of each other. And it was really fun to be able to see that. And again, some very cute faces, some very cute moments in this episode. And so yeah, this was a really fun episode. It was a fun episode. It had a really awesome story, a really fun story. Again, it was simplistic, but it was fun. And then I love the moral as well, because again, it's really, really true. And that even people that have been friends for a while need to still have open communication, and to really talk out problems at times as well. And that even people that have been friends for a while still need to work at communication sometimes. If there's something between that communication that is misleading or mistranslated, you know, that it's always a good idea to actually have that communication. And again, I love it for that, because that is extremely true, and that's something I myself really want to do. It is really, really true. And again, one little thing also to make mention of is at the end how Applejack just finds this random treasure chest out of nowhere, and then just pulls it on board, and it's like, and then Rarity uses the chalices to put ice cream in. Okay, there's a few different things to say here. First off, this is Equestria. Considering the amount of dragon hordes that probably exist with gold and jewelry, this might seem run-of-the-mill. Like, oh, random treasure chest. Let's use these decorative chalices for ice cream cones. Okay, it might seem mundane here, possibly. Like, it doesn't affect them. Okay, this is My Little Pony, so, and a world filled with magic and such, so yeah, it probably so. But, you know, in reality, any actual person would be tripping nuts over pulling up a treasure chest. I would be freaking out at this point. I would be freaking out. But again, you know, it's something hilarious. It's really something hilarious. But again, this was. I mean, I'm not against it whatsoever. I mean, it was just interesting to do that. Like, it was pretty simplistic. It's kind of like, to be honest, I can kind of see something like that with somebody more mellow. Something else that somebody might be completely freaking out over. Somebody else would be like, "Cool, man," something like that. But again, this was really fun, and it was a really fun episode. And like I said, I don't know if there was any direct references to pirates of the Caribbean or Gilligan's Island, but I think it would have been hilarious if they had worked in a little moment where Applejack could have made a mention to Pinkie about little Buddy, or like took off her hat and just like hit him. Hit her. In a reference to how the skipper would oftentimes hit Gilligan whenever Gilligan done something. Whenever Gilligan would do something silly. So again, if you grew up, like, if you love the Pirates of the Caribbean movie, if you love like seaworthy things like that as well, like me, I love the Pirates of the Caribbean films, and I grew up watching Gilligan's Island, and so again, this really hit home as well with that. And again, I love the whole sea-based thing. I really, really do. And so again, this was a really fun episode. So again, to everybody that worked on this episode, thank you everybody so much that did this episode. Thank you guys so much for this episode. This was a fun episode. It had a lot of energy to it, and well, it had some good energy in it, and it had some really good comedy, and it had a really fun, comical, and a really solid story too. So again, thank you so much for that. Thank you to everybody that worked on this episode at DHX Hasbro. Thank you guys so much, and also to everybody as well. Thank you guys again for joining me. I hope you enjoyed the reaction and the commentary. And also, again, as always, I'm curious about what you guys think. Please let me know what you think in the comments as well. So again, thank you guys again for joining me, and I will see you guys in the next video that I do. Take care.